지금부터 Gpkol 일본 제약시장 진출 전략 온라인 세미나를 시작하겠습니다. 안녕하십니까? 저는 사회를 맡은 한국보건산업진흥원 제약바이오 글로벌 팀장 박성우입니다. 바쁘신 가운데도 유튜브로 시청 중이신 모든 분들께 진심으로 감사 말씀드립니다. 이번 세미나는 일본 시장 진출 및 협력을 희망하는 국내 제약 바이오 기업 및 관계자분들을 대상으로 성공적인 일본 시장 진출을 위한 지식을 공유하고 비즈니스 파트너링 기회를 제공하기 위해 마련되었습니다. 오늘 행사는 유튜브를 통해 진행되며 발표 중 궁금하신 사항은 Gpkol 위원님께 직접 문의 또는 컨설팅 신청이 가능하오니 유튜브 영상 하단의 링크를 참조해 주시기 바랍니다. 또한 오늘 발표는 모두 영어로 진행될 예정입니다. 발표 시작하겠습니다. 첫 번째 연사로 Gpkol 위원이자 오이타 대학 조교수이신 나카부쿠로 히로시 박사님을 모시겠습니다. 발표 부탁드립니다.
Hi, everyone. 안녕하십니까? My name is Hiroshi Nagabukuro. Thank you, Kitty and Korean Pharmaceutical Company Society for inviting us at this meeting. Just introducing myself. I have been in pharma industry for 28 plus years. Started at Takeda, bench scientist and a pharmacologist, and then moved to the US and joined Merck Research Lab in New Jersey and Boston. And back in 2012, rejoined Takeda and being a part of drug repurposing department. And in 2018, we established the Atham Therapeutics as a Takeda spin-out. And after 5 years, I just, resigned the CEO role last week at the shareholder meeting. And then, we're shifting towards a new organization called SFG Sciences. And I'm also named as a Gpkol of Kitty. And since I met with them last year in Leipzig in Germany, I'm also taking the academic roles at Oita University and Tohoku University. And we, SFG Sciences, is the investment firm and pharma R&D platform to nurture the global entrepreneurs. And we are a group of drug discovery professionals led by Atham founding members and life science business professionals. How to make this happen is to identify the asset and target indication from pharma asset on shelf. And we incorporate the special purpose entity called SPE based on the identified asset. And we collaborate with originator pharmaceuticals if they prefer to drive the global R&D. We always look at the merger and acquisition exit of SPE to the global pharmaceutical. At the same time, we nurture the entrepreneurs in Japan and South Korea. And this is a leadership of a new company, myself, Hiroshi, and Kyohei Tanaka is actually accompanying myself, and he's in the room. And also when Akira Tanaka, he's the original member of Atham, pharma professional. So we are leading this organization. And along with these team members, unlike normal venture capital general partner, we have R&D drivers, R&D colleagues within the GP, so that we can do R&D of portfolio company SPEs by ourselves. And also, what makes us unique is that we have entrepreneur in residence from pharmaceuticals. We're welcoming, pharma scientists to join us in a part-time or full-time basis and run the R&D, with us. And we are advised by the very experienced R&D, pharma R&D professional and business professional. Including Felix Wu, and he's also in the room of Kitty, and he's working with us very closely, from South Korea angle. And what we are aiming towards is a true broad drug discovery ecosystem, right? And we exchange the talent between SFG organization and Pharmaco, and we welcome any deprioritized or terminated asset from Pharmaco and run R&D by ourselves. And after we confirm the proof of concept in phase 2, we provide the pipeline to the Pharmaco so that the Pharmaco can run late stage clinical development and commercialization and deliver new medicine to the patient. And by introducing what we have done in Atham, and so that our capability, our ability to bring the drug to the market. And Atham was founded in 2018 as a Takeda spin-out, and we spun out the 2 small molecule assets, and we repurposed them for both orphan indication, the slow flow vascular malformation, and the Bross pemphigoid. And we started this program from preclinical stage, and then brought that up to the phase 2 stage. And we raised around the $10 million in Series A and Series B in total. And we just completed a year and a half ago M&A agreement with a Japanese pharmaceutical company called Kaken Pharmaceutical. The maximum deal size was $100 million, which is ever maximum in Japanese M&A deal. And we are taking a unique development strategy. We run the clinical development local, but always look at global. And for example, we ran the phase 1 study of R001 in Japan, and also the phase 2 study in Japan. But given that our protocol design and how to organize entire clinical program, what we got the feedback from FDA upon the pre-IND meeting, you can see the left-hand side. Upon the positive phase 2 results in Japan, you guys can start the pivotal phase 3 study in the US, meaning we can skip the phase 2 study in the US. This is because we are experienced global drug discovery and then development group, including Naoto Uemura, who is a founder of Atham, is advising us for clinical studies. And including myself and Naoto, we can always look at the global market developing in the US of the drug. And shifting towards a little bit about productivity of new drug in countries, the US and Japan and Korea, South Korea. And you can see in left-hand side, FDA approved drug was doubled last 10 years in the US. But who were originators of these new drugs? And the light blue bars, and these are the biotech originated the new drug. You can see, entire period, more than 50%, most recently, 80% of the new drug came from the biotech. But whatever in Japan, you can see in the right-hand side, the orange bar is a new drug approved in Japan, PMDA, and originated from Japanese pharmacos. And there was 9 in 2010, but declined significantly in 2020. There was 4 only. But the number increased from the US biotech, 6 to 16, it almost triple, increase. And what about the Japanese biotech? And there's only one approved new drug in 2020. There least, contribution from the biotech in Japan. But overall, Japanese pharmaceutical biotech, productivity is, getting lower and lower. And what about South Korea? And is similar to Japan, drug discovery capability show no, upward trend. And like Japan, and especially in 2019 and 2020, there's no new drug developed in Korea. And, overall, the 80% of new drug are imported. And as I said, originator of new drug are almost biotech and startup. Then, how the productivity of startup looks like, comparing, cities. So this is a research results by Startup Genome, the Bay Area company. And they actually showed very interesting research results. And with a different parameter, the performance is, the total of equity price and the product, sales. And the funding is the investment size, and knowledge is in academic institutions, and the talent is a talent, right? And Seoul came as rank of 15, but obviously, talent, number is 3. It's lacking. Talent is lacking in Seoul, and more apparently in Tokyo, there is money, there is academic institutions, but there are lack of talent. And that's why we do not see good productivity performance in Tokyo. Indeed, in the US, there's so many, talented scientists, researchers used to work for pharma in a company and used to run drug discovery research and early clinical development. They actually moved to the biotech and venture capital significantly. But in Japan and Korea pharmaceutical company is still running, early drug discovery research and early clinical development, meaning taking a high risk business internally. So that's why what we are proposing to Japanese and Korean pharmaceutical company is why don't we exchange the talent and exchange asset so that, biotech can help Japanese or Korean pharmaceutical company, their productivity, especially, late stage clinical development and commercialization. So this is the purpose of SFG, Drug Discovery Fund number 1. We do believe in Japan and South Korea having very high potential to develop its pharmaceutical into the world leading industry. And we, contribute to, improving quality and quantity of, local biotechs, by bringing in, talented drug discovery scientists, from pharmaconature, the biotech entrepreneurs, and aim to increase the number of domestic developed new drugs, which is important, and, improve overall, productivity of a pharma industry. Especially, we are we're good at redeveloping the pharma asset on the shelf. And seriously, we would like to, deliver the portfolio company as an M&A, and the deal size is going to be, higher than $1 billion US. Okay. And then, explain to, especially, audience from pharmaceutical companies in South Korea, what we can, you can take a benefit, by providing asset to SFG. And we are actively, seeking in license opportunity. They prioritize clinical or preclinical asset. And with a regular license deal, including upfront, milestone, and royalty terms. And pharma asset on the shelf, sitting on shelf, do not make any cash profit, but it may cost if the company retain the IP, for example. And in turn, if license deal happen, we paid upfront, and then upon the development milestone achieved, and a pharma company can enjoy the milestone payment. And also, if the pharma company like to take a collaboration framework with us, and then pharma company can experience the global development of their assets, especially in the US, and also know how to repurpose the drug, which are which we are good at. And once the asset hit the market, and the licensee to make a royalty payment, and that's not going to be us, but the licensee of special purpose entities, from SFG. And we also consider the purchase deal as well. And this is our business framework, entire organization that we are creating, and SFG Sciences that we are introducing right now. And we are a unique organization having a function of general partner and the drug discovery R&D. That's why we have people for investment and people for R&D. And we are creating SFG Drug Discovery Fund number 1, and the size is going to be 15 or 20 billion yen. It's around 13 and 17 million US dollars. And we are welcoming LP investors to invest us. And right now we're communicating multiple institutional investors, including JIC in Japan, and also the pharma company like a Daiichi Sankyo in Japan. And we always welcome the Korean institutional investors as well as the pharma company to participate this fund as a LP investor. And in the bottom, we have 5 SPE to be created. And by bringing in the pharma asset, we have already Jiro launched, having a target asset. And we are preparing Benz Sciences and having a Daiichi Sankyo asset to be licensed in. And we are seeking the asset, for each SPE, 4 or 5 more. That's why, we like to speak with the Korean pharmaceutical company, having the asset on the shelf and fit our purpose. So this is a fund summary of SFG Drug Discovery Fund number 1. And we're going to be GP. And the investment target is a drug discovery asset, pharma asset. And then, we are investing 20 up to 30% of entire investment commitment. And the investment period is 5 years. And the contract term is 10 years as usual, the VC fund. And target fund size, as I mentioned. And we are right now communicating with LP investors. And we are asking 2.5% the management fee, which is relatively higher than normal venture capital fund, because we have R&D colleagues within the GP. That's why we have more burden of HR costs, the compensation. And we have capital call for each investment, and about carried interest is 20% as a normal VC fund, but beyond 3x, we request 30%. We set the hard rate and catch up and clawback as well. And we are trying to apply, we're actually applying a certified VC program of AMED, that's a Japanese NIH. And Japanese NIH have the 3,000 million grant program, which can match up 2x, each investment made by venture capital. So if we were certified, then, we can boost the size of the investment. And investment policy, and just wanted to highlight, what type of, target asset that we like to bring in and invest. With regard to modality, we are interested in taking a small molecule, middle-sized molecule, peptide, and antibody, and the nucleic acid, opportunity with regard to therapeutic area. And we are taking TA agnostic strategy, and we are, whatever we can, take the clinical development and preclinical development, then we do. And we prefer always the clinical asset and for better, probability of success. Oops. And fund management plan, that this is the last slide that we have. In 2023, this year, we do first closing of number one fund. And sequentially, next 2 years, we are establishing new special purpose entities like Benz and Dyke and Hot and Ebis. And in parallel, we are accepting and the pharmaceutical company talent via collaboration, framework. And we are working with those, pharma scientists and move our R&D programs forward. And we will be certified by AMED, as a, VC, certified VC. And we are closing a new drug discovery fund in 2024. And still, accepting the pharma, research scientists, collaborating with us. And once we hit the milestone, the clinical milestone, which is the phase two success, the proof of concept, then, we are, trying to exit those SPE by, M&A framework. Not the license framework, M&A always. And while running our R&D and business development of Fund 1 portfolio, and we are, trying to make the number 2 fund to be closed around 2028. Yeah, that's it. And please feel free to contact myself. And here's my email address and the phone number. You can email me anytime. You can call me anytime if you have any questions. And so that's it. And and again, thank you for giving this opportunity. And 감사합니다.
다음 연사로 Gpkol 위원이자 엑셀리드 대표이신 요시노리 이케우라 박사님을 모시겠습니다. 발표 부탁드립니다.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I'm Yoshi Ikeura, CEO of the Axcelead. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to introduce our company. Please let me introduce myself first. Before joining Axcelead, I worked for Takeda Pharmaceutical Company, and I was the site head of the Shonan Research Center, which used to be the biggest research center of the Takeda, and roughly 1,200 scientists were working there. So in addition to the Takeda's work, I worked for the JPMA, Japan Pharmaceutical and Manufacturing Association, as the chairman of the R&D committee, and also I was a board member of the Japan Bioindustry Association. And my background is chemistry and also biochemistry by education, and the postdoc at MIT. So leveraging those background, I worked for the scientist as the scientist of the Takeda, and then working as the CEO of the Axcelead group. So this is the mission and vision of our group. So our company Axcelead group is the kind of CRDMO, CRO, and the CDMO in the healthcare area. So by providing a comprehensive and innovative healthcare platform to our diverse clients, we contribute to the healthy future for people and around the world. So that is our mission. The history of our company is as described here. So our company was established in 2017 as a spin-out from a Takeda Pharmaceutical Company. So I established a company, and I brought more than 200 scientists from the Takeda Pharmaceutical Company and started a business operation. And in 2019, we became fully independent from Takeda. And then we established the Axcelead Holdings in 2020 in order to expand our business structures and contribute to the diverse clients. So this is the current organizational structure of the Axcelead groups. So as described here in the middle of the slide deck, so Axcelead Drug Discovery Partners, this is the original company and leading the CRO business. And quite recently, we announced to establish the joint venture with Teijin. So Teijin and Teijin Pharma will transfer their excellent scientists to this joint venture, and we Axcelead group can fully leverage their background information and knowledge and experience and technologies for our business. So in addition to this CRO business, we have other business of the CDMO, which is Alcalis. So Alcalis is a joint venture with the Acturus, and currently establishing the plant in Japan for the messenger RNA CDMO. So we have two more additional company, Passport Technologies, which is a drug device conjugate company, and also a digital, this is a digital platform company. So regarding the CRO business, we are planning to establish several more new joint ventures through working with the Japanese pharmaceutical company. So today, I'm going to introduce our company, Axcelead Drug Discovery Partners, as a representative of the CRO business, and followed by the Alcalis messenger RNA CDMO capability. So Axcelead Drug Discovery Partners, as I already explained, this company was established in 2017. Currently, we have 270 people as employees, and we have more than 200 clients already. So until this March, I was the CEO of this company, but as of this April, I became a chairman of this company, and currently Nobu Yamada is playing the CEO role of this company. So as I explained, ADDP inherited Takeda's research platform, so we have a very unique strengths, including people. So our scientists who have a long and excellent industrial experience, So we have a track record to achieve more than 100 INDs and contributed to more than 20 NDAs. So we also inherited Takeda's unique infrastructures, which include a unique compound library. So we have a proprietary 1.5 million compound library. And also we have infrastructure of high throughput screening capabilities. So we have experienced more than 700 HTS campaign, and which hit rate is more than 90%. And it is noteworthy that we can access to the Takeda's historical research data, and which include compound structures, biology information, DMPK, and safety, and also the project decision-making information are also included in this database. So we can freely access to those databases and can use those information for business. And also Takeda allowed us to use Takeda's legacy project. So Takeda has more than 700 legacy projects. We selected 200 out of 700, which are still attractive to our clients. So we can freely use 200 projects, Takeda legacy project for our business. And this describes the big picture of our capability that's described in the left-hand side. So we brought Takeda's platform infrastructures to us. So which include the screening, chemistry, biology, DAPK, and toxicology, which can cover the target identification, hit findings, lead generation, lead optimization, and also the IND enabling study could be included in our platform. So we have a very broad scientific capabilities. And in addition to that, we are establishing a strategic partnership with ventures and companies which have unique capabilities, as described in the right-hand side. So by working together with them, so we can fully use their unique scientific capability in our drug discovery. So in addition to that, we have a very strong relationship with the Japanese government and also bioindustry. As I already explained, I used to be the chairman of the R&D committee of JPMA, and also I personally and our group members have a strong relationship with the Japanese government, including the AMED and the PMDA, which is a Japanese regulatory authority. So our unique strength is summarized in this slide. Since we have a scientific industrial background, and majority of our scientists used to work in the pharmaceutical company as the drug discovery scientist. So we can conduct the drug discovery and to identify the candidate by ourselves, which are completely different from the other CROs. So we can find the hit by yourselves through the HTS campaign, or we can leverage the Takeda's legacy data to start the project. Of course, you can bring your seeds to us to start the project. Since we have a comprehensive drug discovery platform in the middle of the slide, by leveraging those of the platform, we can identify the drug candidate by ourselves. And then we can conduct the GLP studies, including pharmacology, DMPK, and toxicology, to develop an IND package to submit the IND. So we have a comprehensive drug platform for the drug discovery area. So I'm going to explain a few of the our services. What kind of value we can bring to you by using our service. So we have a very unique hit identification service as described here. So as you know, we have a 1.5 million proprietary compound library and also the experience of the HTS. Our experience can cover the HTS strategy, asset development, HDS campaign, and also the hit profiling. So, and also since we can access to the targeted historical data, we can pick up the best hit compound which means we can increase the success rate of the drug discovery project in the following stages. And also we can minimize the timeline for the candidate identification. If you choose the long hit compound, then probably you need to spend more and more time for the lead generation and optimization. But if you could choose the best one as the hit compound, probably you can minimize the timeline for the hit identification, candidate identification, and also increase the success rate of the project. That is the unique values we can provide to, offer to you. So this is an example of the screen capability. RNA binders using our unique compound library and also the high throughput ASMS capabilities. Probably this kind of unique service are only provided by us, even globally. So second one is the humanized rodent model. As you may know that in the world and pharmaceutical companies and ventures are facing a lot of challenges to use the non-human primate. So the availability of the non-human primate is decreasing, and also the price is dramatically increasing. So it is almost impossible to conduct a safety study using NHP right now. So we are proposing to use the humanized rodent model for the safety study instead of non-human primates. So as described in this slide, there are many advantages to use a knock-in rodent as the humanized rodent model compared with the NHP. So we are talking with the Japanese government or even the US FDAs to use the humanized rodent model instead of the non-human primate. The other unique service is the IND enabling package. Since we have a comprehensive drug capability to cover the IND enabling package, so we can provide a one-stop and all-in-one support of the IND enabling. So we have a coordinating function across the pharmacology studies and safety studies, DMPK, or even the CMC functions. So since we have a management function for those coordination of CROs, we can minimize the timeline to achieve the IND, and also we can propose the optimal IND process in a fastest and minimum way. And actually, we have a lot of experienced expert to do this work. So in addition to such small molecule and peptide drug discovery capabilities, we have capabilities for new modalities such as regenerative medicines, oligonucleotide, so messenger RNA vaccine and therapeutics, and so on and so on. Since we have a very strong biology background inherited from the Takeda pharmaceutical companies, so many of our clients ask us to evaluate the cells generated by client or oligonucleotide generated by our client. So we have a very broad scientific capability to cover any of the modalities. So by leveraging those the very broad scientific capabilities and also the experience, so what we'd like to be is the PROs. So this slide describes the current service provider in the drug discovery space. So I understand many of the farmers and academia, the ventures are using the outsourcing, using a CRO to support their drug discovery. So, but there are several kinds of the CROs in the world. The first generation is the traditional CROs, like Chinese and Indian CROs. They would provide routine experiments at lower costs. So their clients, farmers, and ventures develop the research plan or even the experimental procedures and ask CRO to do just the work. And then this CRO would conduct the work according to the experimental protocol developed by their client in a lower cost. But second generation of CRO, this is advanced CRO. They have unique scientific capabilities, and they can provide unique technologies as an experimental service. Even in this generation, their clients, like farmers and academic ventures, will develop a research plan and also the experimental protocol. And then CRO will conduct the experiment for the client. Of course, we Axcelead have those capabilities of the first generation and the second generation CRO. But since we have a very unique background of as the industrial scientists in the drug discovery areas, what we like to provide is a solution rather than the technologies. So even if CRO provides the technology, that does not mean to solve the issue of their client. So if the client are facing a challenge to identify the drug candidate, CRO cannot solve the issues. So, but in our case, we will closely talk with the clients, farmers and ventures and academias, and then have a lot of discussions and what would be the best way to solve the issues. What kind of option we can take to solve the issues. So we are the partner of the clients. Then according to the discussion with the client, then we will develop the research plan and research protocol, solve the issues, and then conduct a wet experiment. After the experiment, we will analyze the data and interpret the data, and then develop the next actions to move the project forward. So in such a case, we are not simply a technology provider, but we are the solution provider to solve the issue of the drug discovery scientists. So since we have the background of the pharmaceutical drug discovery experience, that's why we can work for the work as a solution provider for the drug discovery players. So this is just an example of our collaborators. So the Otsuka, Evommune, and Acadia, all of them asked us to do the drug discovery project, and we are closely working with them to identify the new drug candidates for them. And of course, some of our clients ask us to do the high throughput screening or pharmaceutical studies, or even chemistry or safety studies. So such kind of fee-for-service are also acceptable for us, as far as we can contribute to our clients. So this is the example of the track record to contribute to the venture company, Japanese venture company, Korea. So we worked with Korea, and we have conducted the high throughput screening, lead generation optimization to identify the candidate, and then we conducted the INDA enabling study for them. So basically, we conducted all of the wet experiment for Korea Therapeutics, and they could successfully out-license their project to the Ono pharmaceutical company. And I believe the value was the roughly $400 million in total. So we have contributed Korea's business. So this is the kind of track record of our company for the venture company. So this as already explained, so this is the Axcelead group structures. So I would like to briefly introduce our other group company, Alcalis, messenger RNA CDMO. So as you know, so messenger RNA vaccine manufacturing is extremely important globally. So as you may know, in Japan, nor in Asia, there were no messenger RNA CDMO company, manufacturing company. So that's why we decided to establish the new company, Alcalis, as a messenger RNA CDMO in Japan. And these companies are fully supported by the Japanese government to establish their manufacturing. So the currently plant is now under construction in a Fukushima area, and in a Kashibanoha area, we have a headquarters and also a CMC development functions. So regarding the plant, so the plant construction will be completed in this month, in this July. So we will have the opening ceremony in the early next month, actually August 4th. Since, as I already explained, Axcelead drug discovery partners have a very strong drug discovery capabilities, and Alcalis, since they got the tech transfer from the Axcelead, which is messenger RNA drug discovery companies, Alcalis have the capability to design the novel messenger RNA sequence for vaccine and also the medicine. So by closely working between the Axcelead drug discovery partners and Alcalis, so we Axcelead group would provide a drug discovery support service and also, of course, the CMC development and manufacturing support, which means we can provide a fully integrated one-stop service as the CRDMO of the messenger RNA drug discovery and manufacturing. So Axcelead group is aiming to be the global CRDMO, CRO, and also the CDMO. And we are envisioning to be the global CRDMO as described here. Many of the famous companies of the CRO and the CDMO are described on this slide deck. So we would like to be the such a world leading global CRDMO in the near future. This is our vision. So as you know, currently drug discovery is led by the ventures. So of course, large pharma is selling the medicines, and they are very important, playing a very important role to sell the medicines. But actually, the medicine were created by the ventures and biotechs rather than the large pharmas as described in the right-hand side. So, but especially in Japan, so there are so many challenges for ventures to grow and to find a new medicine and transfer their product to the farmers. So that's why we Axcelead is closely working with the Japanese government and how to fill the gap and then support the development and growth of the ventures. So we Axcelead would like to provide the lead the innovation and also the operational excellence as the core of a drug discovery platform, especially in Japan, and also would like to be the network hub connecting various drug discovery players. Through those activities, we'd like to develop a drug discovery ecosystem, not only in Japan, and but also in Asia area, and also would like to contribute to the drug discovery or life science in our world. Yes. I think that's all about it by myself. Thank you very much for your kind attention. So if you have any question or comment, please feel free to ask me. Thank you.
발표 감사드립니다. 지금까지 Gpkol 위원이신 요시노리 이케우라 박사님의 발표였습니다. 이것으로 오늘 준비된 Gpkol 일본 제약시장 진출 전략 온라인 세미나의 모든 발표를 마치도록 하겠습니다. 사전에 파트너링을 신청한 기업을 대상으로 오후 1시 30분부터 Gpkol 일본 제약시장 진출 전략 비즈니스 파트너링이 시작될 예정입니다. 시간이 예약되어 있는 기업 관계자분들께서는 잊지 마시고 파트너링에 꼭 참석해 주시기 바랍니다. 시청해 주신 모든 분들께 진심으로 감사드립니다.